Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A hearing continues between IPI and CCC. Also tonight, we get information on a break-in that occurred at a church over the weekend. And get ready for some extra money in the wallet as the first batch of tax returns are scheduled to be released. In sports, CNMI athletes look sharp in their new National Parade attire. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
Hafa Day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, July 1st, 2019. A hearing is continued today in the courtroom of Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo in the case Imperial Pacific International versus the Commonwealth Casino Commission. CNMI House of Representatives Ed Probst filed an Open Government Act with the Commonwealth Casino Commission to disclose Imperial Pacific International's tax information to the public, who is the licensee for the casino in Garapan. IPI then filed for a temporary restraining order to protect the confidentiality of their tax information. And over the weekend, IPI and CCC met to discuss an agreement on what the Casino Commission is able to release to the public about IPI at this time.
So when we met on Saturday at the CCC office, the government presented to us examples of the New Jersey law, which is verbatim, what was used to incorporate into Public Law 1924. We looked at it, we looked at the online filing in New Jersey, and we saw that there was monthly information that was provided. So we're willing to, based on that, we discussed it with our clients, and they said, hey, if it's required by law, it's required by law. That's all we've been saying from the very beginning. But if it's not required by law, then we have no choice but to uphold our clients' privacy rights, because that privacy right is not just protected by law, it's actually protected by the Constitution, both the U.S. and CNMI constitutions.
In Associate Judge Kenneth Govindo's courtroom today, a modification has been made to the temporary restraining order on what can be released currently to the public and what will be kept private and brought before the court next week.
The court has agreed with the Commission's position in large part at this time. We're still actively litigating, so nothing is final. But for the time being, the plaintiff, IPI, will be submitting redacted financial statements, and that the Commission may make those publicly available starting afternoon today.
And the information IPI is trying to protect? certain parts of their financial statements dating from 2015 to 2018.
When we looked at the supplement, the financial statements, that's a different story because there's a lot of information. For example, Public Law 1924 does not say anything about income tax. So you have a privacy right to your income tax based on the Constitution and the law. In addition, Public Law 1924 only says that the licensee is subject to these disclosure. What that means is if you have another company, regardless of whether it's owned 100% by the licensee, it's still not the licensee.
IPI says they will release monthly statements to the public that are given to CCC, but wants to keep certain tax information confidential.
You know, the monthly reports that are listed in Public Law 1924, it's the CCC order, all that can be released. So I made sure that we explain to the court that we are not waiving our constitutional right to privacy, except for the limited purposes of releasing those information. Because like I said, they convinced us, we don't have a problem with that. If it's required by law, we'll do it. But they won't release the financial statements for the 2015, 16, 17, and 18 until we provide the redacted versions.
The ultimate decision to be made by Judge Govindo on the hearing on July 9th is if all of IPI's taxpayer information should be made public, not just some. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Also in court today, what was supposed to be a change of plea for a Chinese male busted for the possession of crystal methamphetamine, also known as ice, will now be a motion hearing set for a later date. According to the Department of Public Safety, on February 22, 2019, the CNMI Drug Enforcement Task Force seized 42 grams of meth having a street value of about $29,000 from the residence of X-Ping Wang in Garapan. Wang was arrested at the scene for illegal possession of a controlled substance and alleged drug trafficking in the courtroom of Associate Judge Joseph Camacho today. The parties informed the court that a plea agreement had not been submitted. The court ordered the defendant to file a list of motions where a motion hearing will then be set. The Duro trial, originally set for August 26, 2019, has been vacated. A break-in occurred over the weekend at a church located in Culberville.
On Sunday, between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., an individual busted through the glass door and entered the St. Jude Parish Church.
He or she did not steal anything. It was just a break-in, and they tried to light the altar on fire.
But Father Balahaja says the fire died before reaching any other part of the church.
When I walked in, because I got a call from our neighbor, and our parish deacon, Sam Beneventi, was already here. But he lit the altar cloth, the altar cover on fire, but it was wax candle, so it died already. And it was smoky in here. It's like it smelled like a barbecue. Altar is charred, but salvageable, I believe. And the door was broken, but we've since replaced it this morning. Yeah.
And although nothing was stolen, it is still disturbing to the members of the parish.
It's upsetting, but it shows that this person really needs help, and whatever he's going through, you know, we're here, we know there's other agencies on island that want to help him, and it just shows that people are really struggling right now, and sometimes they turn to the wrong things to try to help them cope, and it's sad and it's upsetting to see, but at the same time, I'm grateful that it didn't happen during one of our youth events, which we have here every week, like during our youth group, or even during Mass, where there are a lot of children and elderly who are very vulnerable. So in a way, I feel it's a mixed feeling, both upset, sad for the person who committed this crime. We hope we can help him and others who are struggling, but also just it could be worse. I still walk away with gratitude. None of our youth group or anyone in the parish or in the community got hurt by this person.
If you have any information relating to the break-in, contact 911 or Crime Stoppers.
KSPN has reached out to the Department of Public Safety for comment on the break-in, and as of news time has not received any further information. And it's that time we have all been waiting for, the release of the first batch of tax returns. According to the Office of the Governor, the Department of Finance will be distributing the first batch of over 3,600 tax checks beginning tomorrow, July 2nd, which is over $7 million. A release states the first batch will be comprised of filers who have wages with dependents who filed on time and are clear of any errors and fees. DOF has also decided to delay ACH deposits in order to expedite the process of tax returns, meaning all taxpayers who opted for ACH deposit will receive their checks in the mail. All refunds, including Tinian and Roto, will be released in the mail. The release states that all taxpayers are asked to allow 2 weeks for the U.S. Postal Service to distribute the mail. Secretary of Finance David Adelig states that prior year tax filings that are still pending may delay the release of tax checks, and asks filers to clear the prior year items if you have any. The next release date will be notified to the public when it becomes available. The U.S. Department of Labor and Office of Foreign Labor Certification has released the wage values for the CW1 visa program for 291 occupations. This is from the Occupational Wage Survey that was conducted earlier this year. The survey is used to ensure that wages are protected for fairness and accuracy for employers and employees of the CNMI. It is required under the U.S. Workforce Act of 2018 that the CNMI have a prevailing wage survey each calendar year for U.S. DOL to issue a temporary employment certification, and the last survey expired January 1st, 2019. The new wage survey will be applied starting today, July 1st. For the occupational data and wage values for CW1, visit foreignlaborcert.doleta.gov/cw-1.cfm. Coming up, we head over to the Hyatt to meet the new chef. Find out who it is after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They're an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Hyatt Regency Saipan found a new executive chef. We sit down with Harmut Kim as he tells us his plans for the hotel's cuisine.
Chef Kim is no stranger to the Hyatt family. He's been a chef for the hotel chain for 30 years.
I worked in Fukuoka for almost 9 years, in Canberra, Sharm el-Sheikh, Jakarta was my last posting. Also been in Xi'an, Shanghai, Nepal.
He is also no stranger to Saipan.
I know the island from my past in Guam. I really wanted to come back to the island now to help the guys here, to go up to the next level.
Right now, he is just observing and learning how things are done on the island.
We try to definitely support the local farmers in the community to get more products from the island rather than import, and get all those items in our new menus inside.
Kim says he plans to work with different theme parties in the future for the hotel and see the input from both the local guests and tourists.
Inviting the local community, also our guests, have some special chef's table in the evening and things like this. So everything's still open-minded. They have to see first what is available on the island and what can be used for the best sauce.
And Chef Kim's specialty, you may ask?
I always love to cook with seafood. That's it's my favorite. It's very light, healthy food. That's the things nowadays. Go away from the heavy creams.
So far, Kim says he is happy working with the other chef.
The guy's very comfortable to work with. It's so friendly, island style, boys and girls. So it's really great, to be on the island.
On Guam, the feds want a retired police officer of Guam locked up. KUAM reports why.
Hafiday Sinamai, here's what's making news on Guam. The feds say he poses a very serious danger to any person as well as to the community at large, and they want him locked up pending his trial. Chris Barnett reports.
The U.S. Attorney's Office wants John Boom Mantanotnya detained because he's a danger to the community and a flight risk. Filed in the District Court of Guam this morning is a motion for review of order of release. The feds requesting the District Court review the magistrate's decision to release him pending trial. Mantanotnya is a retired Guam Police Department officer and former FBI task force member. Mantanotnya pleaded not guilty on Wednesday to charges of 3 counts of obstructing justice by endeavoring to influence a juror and 1 count of a conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine. Specific details about Mantanotnya's drug charge were not included in the indictment. He is accused of intimidating jurors to vote not guilty in the federal drug trial of Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser. Mantanotnya was the investigator for the defense. After 2 mistrials in Guam, the case was moved to California. Martinez and Moser eventually entered plea agreements. The two pleading guilty for their role in bringing in 8 pounds or $2.5 million worth of the drug ice from California to Guam in 2015. During his arraignment hearing on Wednesday, the magistrate's judge granted his release on home detention with conditions such as prohibiting him from leaving Guam and surrendering his firearms. The magistrate's judge also ordered that he stay away from his brother, William Tapasnia and Gregorio Takenko. William was also indicted for allegedly trying to influence jurors in the Martinez and Moser drug trial to vote not guilty. Takenko, who was a juror in the trial, was indicted for contempt of court. Mantanotnya also ordered to stay away from all the jurors in the trial and the defense attorneys. In the motion filed by Assistant U.S. Attorney Rosetta San Nicolas, it states, there is a serious risk that Mantanotnya will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice or threaten, injure, or intimidate prospective witnesses and jurors. The motion describes Mantanotnya as a danger to the community. Defendant's presence cannot be reasonably assured, nor can the safety of any other person or the community be ensured. San Nicolas stated, the feds, hoping the district court will ultimately revoke his release because of the severity of the charges, the lengthy time of imprisonment he faces if convicted, and the fact that he has the financial resources to flee. The weight of evidence in this case is strong. Based upon these factors, the district court should conclude that evidence in the record clearly establishes the risk of flight by a clear preponderance of evidence, court documents state. Mantanotnya, along with his brother William and Takenko, are scheduled for trial in August. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
Margaret Ann Jones has passed away. She's the co-founder of Triple J Enterprises Incorporated and treasurer of the company. She's also the wife of CEO Robert H. Jones. According to a media release, she passed away peacefully in North Carolina. Her husband Robert, her daughter Julie Jones Morrell, and her sons Jeff Jones and Jay Jones were by her side. She was 81 years old. Margaret is well known for her philanthropy and commitment to the community. She's a co-founder and member of the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association, also known as the Pink Ladies. She's also been involved with several local community organizations such as the Guam Women's Club, Miss Guam Universe, Miss World Guam, Harvest Baptist Church, St. John's School Board, and the American Cancer Society. Last year, she was awarded the 2018 First Hawaiian Bank and Guam Business Magazine Lifetime Achievement Award. Memorial services will be held in North Carolina, and funeral services in Guam will be announced at a later date. Stay informed 24/7 by checking out KUM.com or downloading the KUM News app available for iOS or Android. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tomas Manglona.
Thank you, Thomas. All right, coming up, the CNMI Little Leaguers break even in Korea, and now it's summer break. Yeah, everything's breaking these days, but not the KSPN2 Sports Report because it's unbreakable.
The phone you want now on the best network and a plan that gives you endless data on chat, social, and music apps. Tell your Docomo Pacific rep you want now with access. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Good evening and welcome to Channel 2 Health Talk. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Marianas Medical Center. Living in this tropical, sun-soaked climate can take a toll on your body. The good news is, it's never too late to begin a regimen to preserve one of your body's most important organs, your skin. Here are some suggestions. Drink plenty of water every day. Well-hydrated skin is healthier skin. Wash your skin daily using a gentle soap and lukewarm water. If you wear makeup, be sure to remove it carefully each day by thoroughly but gently washing your face. Always wear sunscreen when you go outside for any extended period of time, even when it's cloudy and during the winter months. If you have problems with your skin or are worried about a sore that won't heal or other skin change, see your family doctor for a checkup. And take care of special needs such as acne, dry skin, or aging skin. Very importantly, quit smoking. Smoking is extremely bad for your skin, especially the skin on your face. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dr. Tony Stearns of Marianas Medical Center. Please join me again next week and have a healthy week.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, NMI teams heading out to Samoa this month get their travel goodies on a Friday afternoon that they're going to need to pack for their trip. And there's one word that they're also going to need when they get there: talofa. Tonight we focus on one sport that we rarely see on this island: badminton. The CNMI is sending a relatively small delegation to Samoa for the 2019 Pacific Games in Apia. Small, that is, in relation to the other island nations. 4,000 athletes are expected for these games, which will run from July 7th to the 20th. 44 athletes in 7 different sports will be wearing CNMI colors, along with 6 coaches and 7 officials, a grand total of 57. Nathan Mariano Guerrero leads a 7-person co-ed badminton team that calls TSL its home court. It's a small but dedicated group of players. How many people play badminton at the TSL?
On a daily basis, I would say maybe like 30 to 40 people a day. More busy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and then Thursday, Fridays. It's mainly just the A's that play together.
What do you like about the sport? Why do you like that sport?
Oh, it's challenging, man. I used to play baseball, and the baseball is a great sport and all, but it's more challenging in regards to like I gotta think more, I gotta just do more, I get tired more. Yeah, it's more technical, I would say. Baseball's technical as well, but then it's a lot more faster paced in badminton. That's what I like about it.
Besides Nathan, the team consists of Nicole Malasarti, Janelle Pangilinan, Jordan Pangilinan, Daniel Macario, Ezekiel Macario, and Andrew Galvez.
We've been playing ever since we were young, and so, you know, we've been playing tournaments throughout the years, and that's about it.
How was the team selected? Who did the selection?
I believe the board, so Merle and Jerry, and whoever's on the board.
How would you describe the state of badminton in the CNMI?
Honestly, I think this is a great opportunity for it to grow, which is what we want. You know, we want more kids and more young ones to join while they're young, so that they can get better throughout the years.
It's a great exercise.
Yeah, it is.
It's less running than tennis, but it's quicker than volleyball.
Yeah, fastest racket sport.
Fastest racket sport.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started badminton the same time as Ezekiel. I was 16 at the time.
How old are you now?
I am 27. I'll be 28.
Okay, you play at the TSL?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what are you looking forward to most in Samoa?
The best of the best.
Paul Plunkett is the chef de mission. He notes that these Pacific Games fit in very well with these times in terms of environmental policies.
The Samoa Games is green. They're not allowing any plastic. And they'll be giving you one drinking bottle, and they'll be giving you a non-plastic bag, but PFS also offered some of those. We have pins, flags, some other stuff to pass out to all the team leads and coaches, one person designated for each team. So before you leave today, make sure you're all up to speed. You have everything that you're required to have. Pins, flags, shirts, shorts, bags, and questions answered.
Tan Holdings donated the NMI Team Parade shirts and shorts for the opening and closing ceremonies as they march, part of 22 island nations and 4 island territories.
Wow, no plastic allowed at those games. All right, the road to Williamsport for the CNMI Little League is rocky and uphill. It's like climbing Mount Everest with a bear strapped to your back. Good luck. The CNMI ended the Asia Pacific Regional Tournament with a record of an even 2-2 wins against Hong Kong and Vietnam, but losses to New Zealand and Chinese Taipei. CNMI ended up scoring 25 runs while surrendering 21. The host nation, Korea, won this tournament by defeating Chinese Taipei 7-2 and will represent Asia Pacific in the Little League World Series in August. Which region owns the most World Series titles? That's right, Asia Pacific. All right, we got another hot weather report right after this timeout.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Let's roll at Gold's Gym Saipan with group exercise for every body. Total Resistant Exercise, or TRX, helps develop your core and improve strength. And Zumba toning is probably the funnest way to get fit. The Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplements. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Today's high 90, heat index 104. Yeah, it was hot today. The low only 80, 70% humidity. Tomorrow partly cloudy, isolated showers. Have you heard that before, Ashley? East winds, yeah, like every day. East winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, high 90, low 79, seas 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise 5:50, high tide at 6:05 in the morning, followed by a low tide at 1:31 in the afternoon, and then a beautiful sunset at 6:51, just like that. Maybe.
Oh,
probably
nice.
not, but maybe.
Yeah, let's hope so. So, when exactly does that full-on rainy weather kick in?
Well, July 4th, I think Thursday. If you saw the clouds today, they were a lot darker, very small, compact. But yeah, we're going to transition into rainy season I think this week.
Okay, well, let's hope not July 4th. I want to see the parade, but
Yeah, when is the parade again? What day?
on July 4th. So
Well, hey, you're making, yeah, you say it like, sure, of course, but last year, when was the 4th of July parade? It wasn't on July 4th.
I wasn't here for that one. What day was it?
I think it was July 21st,
Oh,
I
no.
think.
Lots of bad weather, I take it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Kept pushing
so
it.
happens a lot. So,
Well,
yeah,
let's
so
hope.
just don't assume that the July 4th parade's always on July 4th, okay?
Okay, well, I'm going to hope, but
Let's
I
hope
won't keep
it
my
is.
hopes up. All right, well, thanks for watching, and please do have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.